French town here. French people walk. Yeah. French town. See which one of them coming out. This is French town. The gate is locked. So I can't get a Bristol. I can walk back up though. Well, this is French town. I can come back through. And maybe I can get some, everybody parking. You can't park there, you can't park here. And there's a French Town Museum. See if I can park here. They didn't tell me I can't park here, so. Anyway, there's nothing that you can't park here. But this is French Town for you. It has its tight spots and tight enclave. But you can get a parking in it without being booted. I see nothing saying that you'll be booted, so.
Story, okay? You look nice. Let me show you. Here you are. You look nice, okay? You look nice, okay? So you have contributed to this community through their what? By participating in the French church that was built in conjunction with Mr. Moorhead, correct? If I'm off base, right? Yeah. Mr. Moorhead donated the land.
Yes.
And Joseph Sibley built the church and the school.
That's correct.
Because I ran into Ron Moorhead.
Yeah.
And he tell me exactly what I'm trying to extract, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying to you, what are the prominent French descendant and their ethnicity that actually contribute to the north side of St. Thomas? Who are they?
Well, in April, May of this year, we will celebrate the 100th anniversary of this church. Mm-hmm. Way back 100 years ago, within that 100-year duration, things have happened.
Okay.
But when our church began, it wasn't even here. It was downtown, someplace by Lincoln School, if you know where that is, going down the hill, Lincoln School. Yeah. It was in one of those alleys. And the people from the north side, most of them not having any vehicles and stuff, walk to church, walk back home. It was just a little tiny area, but they celebrated the life of Jesus and they went to church, all of them.
From someone home.
Yes.
Like Paul when he was spreading the gospel.
Correct.
Out of someone home.
Correct.
Okay.
But we always had priests here. And I'm thinking about the priests from way back when, Father Buckley and so many of the priests, but they were of a different order. They were of a different religious order than the priests that we have right now.
Okay.
Things have changed progressively. Back in, I don't know exactly what date, but they built this church here. The people of the North Side built this church.
After the land was donated by
Joseph Sibley,
by
Mr. Sibley.
Morehead family donated the land in conjunction with Sibley.
Yeah, Joseph Sibley
Right.
donated the land for the church and for the cemetery.
Right.
There are no private cemeteries in St. Thomas like this one.
Okay. Why?
There are.
Why?
They never evolved. They do have small cemeteries, like down Hall, especially if people on the north side have a lot of land and property, they set up a little place for the cemetery.
Okay. Something happening here. This place is called the St. Anne Church. St. Anne Church, and it's a centerpiece of Catholicism in the Virgin Islands. It's located in Frenchtown. It's where the first French people decided to establish their own diocese, right here in this little place called Frenchtown. And that's why it's called St. Anne's Church. It came here in the early 1800s, and they established themselves in this little town called Frenchtown. So I'm out here captivating the essence of Frenchtown, and I can't help but go up on the step there and capture a picture from looking over the particular site. Of Marjorie, because that's my mom's name, right? Marjorie McGrath, right? And the whole concept is that I want to get some concrete information of the French we call journey to the Virgin Islands. And I got some today because that was not really that didn't come out clearly. And one of them was the Sibley. Now the Sibley actually came from Martinique. That's where it came from originally. Because I met the original people, right? Correct? It came from Martinique, and then it went to St. Bart's. So why are you showcasing this area here today? Why are you showcasing this museum? Go ahead.
All right. This area was first inhabited by the French people who came from St. Bart's.
Okay.
But I like to start from the beginning on the usual tour that I give.
Okay, go ahead.
This building
Do it as you.
was supposed to be a fire station. See where it says 1944?
Okay.
When the fire truck came, it was too big. So they couldn't get it in, and they
Okay.
abandoned that idea and they went to that old fire station by Vendors Plaza.
By who?
By Vendors Plaza?
Okay, the one up there.
The old
original
one.
there.
So then it was turned over to these two public health nurses, Miss
Okay.
Olive and Miss Bernier. See the sign up there?
Bernier.
And Olive.
Now,
And-
what's distinctive about the Bernier and the Olive in French history?
They're a part of the people who came from St. Bart's.
Okay.
They're one of the names that was prominent in the people who came.
Okay, good.
Now, these two people had the public health material. I don't know what the reason was for them moving to St. Thomas, But on moving to St. Thomas, they were able to accumulate lots of property on the north side by, where's that place? I don't remember the name.
So who started the Boshelta clan?
Who started it?
Yeah.
Those people over there.
So where does Annie Simeon fit in the Boshelta clan?
Simeon.
Annie.
I don't know if we have a picture of her here.
Down there to the bottom. Is that Annie down there? To the bottom, the bottom.
This way?
Yeah. Is that Annie Simeon?
Yeah, that's Anne. She was married to Mr. Boshelti, and they had a whole heap of children.
Okay. I'm glad you tell me that because my aunt had married to a guy, Pascal Simeon.
Mm-hmm.
And before he expired, I get his genealogy, right? They said it was a black pig and a white pig, okay? And Annie Simeon was his sister, and she married a guy, Boshelta,
yeah.
and that's who started the Boshelta clan. But she was Afrocentric.
But she didn't start the Boshelta clan here. The Boshelta started way back when.
Yeah, but I'm saying that emerged into what we know it today.
Okay, yeah.
You understand? The people that we know it today as Afrocentric
The head of
people.
tourism and all those people.
Yes.
Head of the West
right.
Indian Company.
Because what you notice happened that what I saw is that just like the Danish, right, language, right? After a certain population emerged, the other language or the other ethnicity fade out.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Okay, that's what I was trying to say as far as Annie Simeon. Okay, go ahead. Who's this lady here?
Her name is Anna also. She's from the States. She was married to Johnny, who is our caregiver, a caretaker down here at the museum. And she was also a nurse.
Okay.
Really nice person.
Okay.
So her husband is really, exposing her and he has some letter here
Okay.
about her.
Okay. So on this wall you have the griots, the Toussaint, the Boshelta,
Morales and Scabriel.
Scabiel,
Morales and Scabriel.
named the Richards.
This group came from Antigua.
Okay.
She has about 7 children.
Okay.
And very prominent one is married to the guy who used to run the West Indian Company.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bosheltis.
And who's that man there?
Which one? This?
Yeah.
That's one of the Bosheltis.
And he was what?
Pierre Emmanuel Simeon.
What lineage
That's a
was
Simeon.
he? What lineage was he?
He's
He came
Simeon.
the 4th generation or 2nd generation. What generation was he?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
He was 1891 to
Oh, he's early. He's
or
an early descendant of the
1960,
Bosheltas.
1968.
Okay, so he's a early descendant of the Bosheltas.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get there. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm just.
We are in the process of renovation.
Okay.
We're going to have a section for the church. We're going to have a section for the military, and it will be easy. And we're going to try to put a lot of the information on video, so someone can come up and punch in their name and then pick up all of the information on their
Okay, go
family.
ahead.
Because we are a poor community, many of our young people went to the military after graduation.
Like I did.
This family is the Obains and the Ledays, and they went to San Diego, I think to the Navy,
To the Navy.
and they didn't come back.
I
They
went to
formed their own little community over there.
I went to Great Lakes.
Oh,
He went to San Diego. He never returned. What's his name?
Charles Louis Obain.
O'Leary.
There's Obain.
O'Bain.
There's Obain and Lede. This is John Peter Obain.
Okay.
I think that's the first guy who went
Your first military guy.
to that area.
Okay.
And who didn't?
And he never came back.
Well, they came to visit and so forth.
Yeah,
but
when I say came
they
back.
established their own
Yeah,
communities. up
most
there.
of the time that's what happened. We do that. And then we return later. I'm listening.
All right, these have no it's neither here nor there. So we just put the pictures up, put as much
So
information.
this is a
as we can.
military wall.
It starts here, but there's some, like down in this section, it's
Yeah.
not military at all.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. This is a military establishment here. Remembrance of the military. Okay. There was a love story that a woman, Miss Richardson, she said her auntie fell in love with someone who was in the Navy, and he never returned. He'd break her heart. Who was that? What's this love story?
Miss Richardson that was there?
Yeah.
Her aunt?
Her auntie, great aunt, had fell in love with a sailor.
I don't know that story.
Okay, anyway, that was her story. Go ahead.
That's a family thing. We have many photographs of the military people who
Okay.
people have brought their pictures. We try to keep it for people who have passed, because if we do it for people who are present, we flood the place out.
Okay.
This Richardson, did Henry tell you about Richardson?
Yeah, she said she was a lineage of the Richardson.
Yeah.
She said her people said, oh, my people, I'm gonna tell you about my people, the Richardson. I said, what about the rest of the people? She wasn't interested in showcasing that.
Herman Richardson was a major in the service.
Who?
A major.
A major in the Navy or Army?
Army, I think.
Okay.
Now, he is the eldest of 10 boys. And of those 10 boys, 5 were in the military and 4 were in Vietnam. So they done their job, their duty.
I thought, well, okay, I see what she did. They did their contribution.
Oh, yeah.
So what's in the wall over here?
Let me show you something else here. This is our first casualty in Vietnam, Mr. O'Bain,
What's his name? What's his first name?
Joseph.
Oh, and that's in 19 what?
40. He was born in 49, but that was in 1971.
When he died?
71.
See, I was in high school then. So he was the first casualty from Frenchtown. I was another guy who was first casualty from around the field. Yeah.
A white. He might have been white.
Yeah, from around the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Benny Gagliani, and Gagliani is the name of his dad from New York, but his mother was a Turbie. He was one of the highest decorated in the Virgin Islands, military. Okay. He's a very highly decorated one also, and he's a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, I'm considered Vietnam veteran, but I never been to Vietnam. Because I went in 74, and the war was still going on in 75.
My sister went in 71, and she never went overseas, but she gets all the benefits and everything.
That's me too.
That's my brother. He was stationed in, his first deployment was Staten Island for Wadsworth. And when the Cuban crisis came about, he called home and he told my father what was going on. And my father, of course, gave him advice to be brave and serve his country and whatever. Turns out that they went as far as Miami. They never got to Cuba because the tensions cooled off.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
We have a lot. We always had a ball team.
Tell me about the ball game, the institutional ball in Frenchtown.
Ball games have always been as long as that field has been there.
Pastime.
It's always been a pastime. And formal ball teams were these with magic. You saw his picture over there. And what they have now is ball teams that are representative of the departments of the government, but they still play in our field. And the one proud person that we're most proud of is Gene Surge. He died at a very young age in 1988.
Gene who?
Gene Surge.
Let me ask you, in my century, there was a guy, okay? He was one of the best ball players down here. His name was, What's his name? He was one of the best baseball players down here.
I only know Gene. I mean, we have
What's his nickname?
Gene.
Yeah.
He didn't have a nickname.
You ain't remember this guy? Moose.
Oh, Mouse.
That's his name.
Mush.
Mush.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, he was a shy little guy.
Yeah. He used to hang out with us.
Oh, okay.
Hang out with the Afrocentric people.
He was one of another large family, and
Yeah.
every one of them except Johnny, the same Johnny I told you about was married to this lady who takes care of the place. He's the only living person. We had a lot of fighting of cocks.
Okay.
They would actually do the
Another
preparation,
recreational cockfighting.
but they would take the cocks out of the country to fight
Okay.
them.
Gotcha.
And these are all pictures that came in, and we try to put some dates and names and so forth to them. You see Mr. Sibley, Mr. O'Bain is the first police chief.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, right? I was shocked when I came here the last time, right? Because all my life growing up for 17 years, right? I heard about Sibley, right? But I never seen Sibley who he was. And then when
They
I
didn't
saw
know you
the
were black.
picture, when I saw the picture, I asked the lady, how come you have an Afrocentric guy named Sibley? And she was, in her mind, she was shocked that I didn't know that he was actually Afrocentric. And Sibley, what I learned today, right? Sibley and Mr. What a guy name again? Boshelta. They was friends. They came from the same country.
Yeah,
They was like that.
yeah.
From the same country, Guadeloupe. Okay, go ahead.
Guadeloupe and Martinique.
Martinique, yeah.
So we have the Kittels. Now the Kittels used to be called in Mr. Kittel the mayor of Frenchtown. He wasn't really. And that's because he sent all his kids to college. He could afford it. And this is the Richardson, the father of those 10 boys.
Okay.
He has a 29-pound lobster in his hand there.
If I want to ask you a distinctive question, here would be, right?
Uh-huh.
Who are the distinctive name as French people in Frenchtown? What are the names?
Guillaume, Magras, Laplace, Aubin, Danette. That's the main ones.
No Dusan?
They have a few Duzans left.
Okay.
What
about Toby?
A lot of Turbeys left.
Yeah.
A lot of Laplaces are in the north side.
Yeah.
The north side have a lot of berries. We have some berries too, but they're mostly in the north side.
You know, I'll give you a joke, right? I had a privilege of interviewing Joseph sisters, right? So I said, well, are you a sibling? No, I'm a Berry. And I said, well, Lauren Berry. Said, no, she married to one of the Berries. We are authentic Berries.
Can run into some very proud people over there.
Yeah.
Very
so
proud.
I was happy to record that in my documentary because that's how I'm a candid person. See, when I go around the world, I'm looking for I don't like, and when I ask a question, I don't want someone to be defensive.
No.
If you don't know, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But don't take it as I'm hitting you personally. Because it's something that I look at the world as a university, right? I'm a student in it, right? You're a student in it, right? And I'm asking the professor a question that I read in the book. And I'm a student, and the professor can either answer the question correctly or straddle the fence. And if he don't know, he said, well, I'll look it up and get back with you. Because it's an intelligent person, right? So the person, if it's not in their favor, they shouldn't be defensive because I'm not asking them to put down that period in history. I'm trying to figure out for myself, how could this be? Go ahead. That's how I am.
I have to breathe hard. You got that on?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we expose a lot of the pictures. We try to put names and dates and so forth on them.
Yeah.
This was a group of, they call it French Colony Girls Club. But it was just people who wanted to get together to do arts and crafts and social stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
okay, you said Anthony and Maria, Anna, or Marie Kittel. Those are the, that was a hierarchy in Frenchtown.
well, it was
That's the guy who sent people to college.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
it was a matter of income and
And this is when he got married here?
no.
Who was this?
That is Edwin and Cecile Cattell.
Cortell, it said.
That's another popular name down
Edwin
here.
and Cinderella Cortell.
Cecilia.
Okay, Cecilia, okay. Okay, got you. Thanks for the correction. Go ahead.
You know about our brooms. I never used any other broom, but this
Pistachio.
I used this growing up.
Called pistachio, right?
Pistachio.
That's what Brown used
Or
to
is
say.
it pistachio?
He come over by St. John and he was explaining the people his history to the youngsters, right? And he's talking about the broom, you know, and he pronounce it
Pistachio.
pistachio. Okay, all right.
There was a book written, What a Pistachio. It was written by a white guy who lived here many years ago. Lived on St. John, I think. And he wrote a book with all the names, the various names and what they meant.
Okay. Okay.
So when they dredged the harbor, they found a whole lot of
Artifacts.
stuff. And they brought them here.
These are artifacts.
Yes, some were
Danish.
some were
American.
applicable and some weren't. This is Chinese made,
Okay.
but these people had it for so long that we decided to put it up there.
Okay. So this is a pistachio. Pistachio broom. Out of what it made out of?
Straw.
Straw. Okay.
The same straw they make the
Basket.
basket, pretty much. A little variation here and there.
I'm listening.
The women in Frenchtown all had to know how to sew, whether by machine or by hand. And the reason is that they were sought after. They were very fine seamstresses. And at that time, the tourists were European tourists. And they would come in with the beautiful materials from Europe. And one I remember is the Liberty of London. It was they made children's dresses out of it, very soft material, flowery. And they would only bring them to these people to do because they knew it would be well done.
Okay, gotcha. They're specializing. Okay, and these are Singer machines.
They
Those are
are
the
all
goose.
different ones.
And these are the goose.
Now the goose, our women in Frenchtown, and I guess in outside and throughout the island, had to be very strong because this is the light one.
Wow!
And they iron with this stuff. Now they fill the iron with hot coals until it didn't get hot anymore, then they replaced the coals and put new ones in there. Every household had a...
And your name is Maud, she told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? She said, and I have a videotape of her, and we was talking, and she said, Leon, Frenchtown was synonymous to Just Van Dyke's. Okay. What was happening in Frenchtown, their little enclave, the people was sticking together. So they were married into the individual family, right? Same thing in Just Van Dyke's, right? Nobody was going in and no one was coming in. And they were married into the family structure, right? And she said what happened in Frenchtown, the first woman, Afrocentric lady that she know of, right, that actually married into the Frenchtown population was a woman from King Garden Bay. She didn't say her
She didn't
name.
have her name?
No.
We had Mr. Willie, and his sister was
Yeah.
Miss Louise. very dark-skinned
Yeah,
people.
that's what she said.
And they married very whitey Frenchies.
Yeah.
And, you know, the children are all over. Denise Humphreys, one of the children and grandchildren. And she's the head of the Greco Center right now.
Right.
And there was a lot of mixture.
Yeah, it
What-
had to
what-
be because, you know, what I discovered, like you were saying, is that Martinique, the French, what we call colonial places, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made that up, right, was a mixture of capture Afrocentric people to work in those particular areas, right? And then the French brought in their what we call aristocrats to run the plantations.
The French?
Okay?
The French?
The French.
They bring in any aristocrats in here.
When I use I'm not talking about French town. I'm talking about like places like Guadeloupe,
Yeah.
St. Martin. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. And so what happened to people who actually left those we call colonies, right? It was actually a lower echelon. It's like the people who left, who came to America, right, was from the lower echelon. Those are the people who was looking for a better life, like I said earlier in your conversation, right? So by them migrating, they came and they made a better life for themselves. Go
Oh,
ahead.
definitely. When
Yeah.
any migrant can tell you, when they migrate for a reason.
That's correct.
That's to better themselves.
Right.
Make things better than they left behind.
That's correct. Go ahead. I'm listening. So the bed is symbolic of what?
Every household had a bed like this.
Yeah.
But as the new beds came in, the new fangled things, they threw out their beds. I guess the Bashaldis didn't throw out theirs. This belonged to them. And they're coming to get it because it was only on loan.
Yeah.
Now, my aunt had one and we still have it up in her house.
I want to give
But-
you a little history of me, right? See, up there by the lockers, up there by Miss Daniel, Luella Daniel, and Miss Isaac Lindo them,
I've
in
heard
that
of them.
Frenchman Hill. Well, right in between there was a house. It belonged to the holders, right where the mango tree is, right?
Uh-huh.
We grew up there from Salvan, right? And they said, you could only live downstairs, right? It was one of them told my mom could only live downstairs, right? But we as children should go upstairs, right? And they had, like I said, there was aristocrat Danish people who had that house. And it had bed just like that.
Oh.
So we asked our mom, how come they got bed up there and we can't go up there? Because they told us not to go up there, right? So we was obedient not to go up there and occupy those beds, but the bedroom was like that.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
But all of the families in Frenchtown had beds like that. It's too bad that they, you know, it was like with English, they came over here speaking French, and in order to find a way to get ahead, English was the passage. We had to learn English, and my parents spoke only English to us. And my little knowledge of French came from my grandmother because she didn't speak English.
Okay,
And I had no choice.
go ahead.
But these are items that were just brought in to the museum as we went along. This is a toaster.
Oh, toaster.
And this
Okay.
isn't that old because it used to operate with electricity.
Okay, oh, toaster,
this.
okay. I'm listening.
And we've opened our doors to anything that anybody wants to bring, like the flit pan. And if you remember the flit truck.
Yeah, I
don't know.
remember that. Yeah.
And,
Smoke truck coming around.
and we used to go play in it. I don't know how we're still alive.
This is playing running behind a smoke truck. I remember that.
Yep.
And I don't know what was coming out of the smoke truck, but they used to,
It wasn't a good
we
thing.
as children used to run behind it. You know what I'm saying?
This is called a sextant. It's like the nautical version of a GPS.
Yeah, okay.
When these nets were being made, this is a turtle, this is a fry net, this is a fish net.
Yeah.
They were made right here by, I don't even remember his name, but we call him Philippa Clover. And you can imagine the time it took to make something like that.
Yeah. I know I met a guy named who he says to make them out of nylon, knit them out of nylon.
Yeah, some of them are made out of.
Mario Benjamin
Oh.
from St. John. He said his family used to knit them out of. I used to come do when we had our historical presentation.
Well, the nylon would be the preferred
St. John.
item so that it wouldn't break up too easy.
Yeah.
These are the fish pots, which are still in use.
Yeah. Okay. Fish spot. Okay.
Now, the fish nets were anchored down with these little sinkers, we call them sinkers, and they were made by melting lead. And the lead was melted in a little container, and they used this to form the balls, bent up a spoon to form the balls.
Or for the anchors. Okay.
So everything was made on their own. They didn't
Innovative.
They didn't hardly bought
Called
anything.
innovative, right? Innovation. Now let me go ahead. There was who designed most of the boats in Frenchtown?
Well, they used to make them in St. Barth, so they came. They used to make them in St. Barth, so they came knowing how to make them.
Okay. Someone told me that Anguillians who make most of those boats for the French people.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I know some Anguillans who made boats. As a matter of fact, we ran a program called Boat Building,
Boat building, that's what I'm saying.
and an
That's what
Anguillan
they
fellow was the teacher.
told me.
But they built their own boats.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All these things are brought to us from the various
Collection.
they operate shops. They operate a shoe place. They operated a grocery store. That's the hatchet that they use to cut down the trees, and the scales that they use in the.
Okay.
They just brought them big key, like the green thing there. We were able to identify a lot of them and who brought them and who they belonged to and so forth.
Now, who's one of the famous musicians that you know of that came through Frenchtown?
True Frenchtown.
Yeah. Who was one of the famous musicians?
The one I remember well is Hank Kittel, but he sang a lot of Western
yeah.
country and Western. They had a program on WSA. It aired at 3 o'clock every afternoon, and they also played in a place up there called the L'Etoile, which is a dance hall. And but practically every man in French had to play an accordion.
Yeah.
And they would go in groups to christenings and weddings and Christmas time to play for the families.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, Hank used to live next door. He had married to my sister-in-law, Carol, and they lived next door to each other. So I'm familiar with who Hank was, but I didn't know him in Frenchtown. And we used to go over and we used to talk shit on the wall there. And I kind of like familiar with the family.
Yeah, he grew up right up on top of that hill over there.
Yeah, the Kittel family. He married one of them Danish lady, which is Jensen. Carol Jensen. And Harold Jensen had married to Linda Jensen.
Carol used to work at Little Switzerland years and years ago.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. And maybe that's why Linda was, his wife used to work in one of them groceries, jewelry store before she went to work for Public Work. Linda Jensen. Well, her name was Wheatley.
Oh.
Her father's name was Wheatley. Yeah. Go ahead.
So we have this jar. It's called a gerre. Gerre is the French name for the jar. And they would collect water for bathing and cooking through a tunnel that came down from the roof. Where it was collected.
In the Caribbean, they call it barrel.
A barrel there.
Yeah, you know.
But the way it was made, it was.
Well, that's similar. They call it a jar, but really, that's the French design. But you know where the barrel came from, right? The barrel came from the transformation of sugar and rum from the New World, from the Caribbean to the New World, because they had to contain the drum.
and then it got expanded when it found oil in Trinidad, and it exported their oil in a barrel. So the barrel became synonymous with kitchen water and a catch for making steel band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The drums.
yeah.
So this is one of my favorite areas because
Go ahead.
we are able to capture in literature the history and cookbooks and the arts and craft of the French people. A lot of religious stuff, which proved that we were very much a religious community. Not too much anymore, but
Okay.
and a lot of students from the UVI come and do their studies there,
Yeah.
if it's something in particular they're looking for. And even the taxi drivers, there was one man assigned to Frenchtown. They have to pass a test, and he was assigned to gather information about
About
Frenchtown.
history.
He came, sat right here, and did all his studies right here.
Yeah. But you know one thing from a historical perspective and colonial powers, the French was one of the most brutal colonial power, right? Here's why. Once the French colonized, and they're cousin to the English, right? Once they colonize an area, right, they don't want to give it up. They want to hold on to it for eternity. And what it will do in modern day time, if you decide you want to be independent, right? They will grant you political independence, but only if you adhere to their philosophy. And if you kind of like chart another course, they'll assassinate you or remove you, because they want that sovereignty to be theirs forever, just like Sinbad, right? It's French, right? And if you really trace all the French colonies, there was one of the most brutal type
I've read that. Yeah.
colonial powers.
I have read that.
Because they will kill you like in a minute, because they want to hold on.
I think
to
the
it.
only one worse than them were the Russians.
Yeah, they were similar to the Russians, but the English was a little more humane, and they were willing to share. They were willing to, after you work on that and give them the wealth, they was willing to discard of their asset and give you the asset that your great-great-grandfather actually helped them to achieve. The Danish wasn't like that. The Danish was similar to the
French.
French. Now, what's the difference between a Dutch and a Danish
Denmark and Holland?
and Holland? So they're the same people.
No.
Okay. I was trying to.
The Danes are one side and
I
Holland
was
is the other.
wrestling in my brain the other day, right? And I wrestling with religion, right? And I know the Dutch have a Reformed church, right? Okay? Now the Danish is also a Reformed church, right? Have a Reformed.
I don't know any Danish.
So
We have
the
a,
church in Garden Street, is that a Dutch Reformed church or the Danish Reformed church?
Dutch Reform.
So what role did the Dutch play here?
I don't remember them too much in our history.
So how come they have a church in Garden
They must
Street?
have had a settlement. Must have, the Dutch people must have come from someplace and settled and made a community.
So but how come there's no
That's,
artifacts of the Dutch in the Virgin Islands, but except for the church?
if you look far enough, there might be someplace, but people haven't researched completely everything.
It's like you say, after a generation come, the other one diminish, and you don't talk about it anymore. Go ahead. I didn't mean anything.
No problem.
But I'm just sharing what I learned. Okay.
We just recently put these two swords in here because they came from
From where?
the harbor.
Oh, like when it was dredging this harbor, or it was dredging or waterfront, Veteran Drive.
The waterfront.
Okay, pirates.
Well, we checked it out. Not we.
I think there was English and colonial power swords.
The university took them and researched them and everything. They said it was not pirates. We're thinking it.
The military. Jordans.
Not with that stuff.
The Jordans, right? The Jordans are the Danish army.
Could
right?
be Danish. Could be
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
Okay.
These are the Richardsons. I'm sure you're familiar with them now.
Yeah, I heard she talk about the Richardson a lot.
And
Who's Scantor?
who?
Scantor.
Scantor?
He used to run a theater. Scantor. He's a Richardson.
I don't know. The Center Theater?
Yeah. He's a Richardson.
Scantor Richardson.
But that's his nickname.
Henry would be able to tell you
That's
that?
his nickname.
Yeah.
He used to, when I say run it, he used to be run the movie. You know, like the guy who run the movie.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go to Center Theater, he show the movie.
Yeah.
He was Scantor. Okay, go ahead.
The name is familiar, and I used to go to that theater as a young girl.
Yeah.
This is your famous cowboy,
Go ahead, talk.
Hank,
Yeah, Hank. Yeah, that's Hank.
and the other two people that were in his group, they were called the Drifting Buckaroos. And they had their show, and they played also for community activities. And like I said, almost every man in this place had to, and many women had to
Acadian.
know how to do an accordion.
Yeah, Acadian.
This Hank was known as the French cowboy. The singing marshal of Frenchtown.
Yeah, he's a cowboy. He's like how country and western.
And they normally bars where a lot of kids played marbles and hung out on the street.
We
Yeah.
used to play cards off the wall like that.
Oh yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
we had so much baseball card, and when we left, we dumped, and that thing it's a lot of money nowadays.
Yep.
We used to collect the baseball card, and we just throw them away when we grew up, become
Yeah.
adults. And nowadays, if you find them same card, we have a lot of money.
If you only knew,
If you only knew, yeah, just like the pennies and stuff like that.
they played tap
Go ahead.
and they played the thing with the cocks. They used to call it cocks.
Yeah.
They tie the seed around the edge and fling it to try to knock out the other one.
Cops, yeah. What's the man name? Who's the man over here to the left?
This one,
Yeah.
Mr. Jackson, America's Jackson. He lived right in top of the hill here. America's Jackson, he was a mailman.
America's Jackson.
Yeah.
It's like the Attorney Jackson. Got a Jackson attorney here in St. Thomas.
I don't know if he's related to him.
Okay, got you. Okay. Well, this was.
Any questions?
Yes. My question to you, and I want you to be candid, right, in that question, because I asked this lady the same question, right? Frenchtown was populated by people who came from St. Baz, came through Anguilla, St. Martin, and finally Antigua and St. Kitts and up here, right? And it was a poor echelon of those population. Now, and it came here before the Danish occupation. Now, during the Danish occupation, Afrocentrics were enslaved, right? And then it finally got emancipated, okay? Now, how is it possible that the people from the poor echelon from all the different islands came and accommodated so much land in St. Thomas? How was that possible?
I don't know how the Bashaltis got here to begin with, and I don't know how the Sibley's got here to begin with.
They told me how that happened.
But they occupied most of the land. Now, French people, the government took over Demerara, this portion that I told you, the 18 houses. And because I think for payment of taxes, lack of payment of taxes.
Okay.
And then a fellow named Ben Bain, who owned the VI Hotel, which became the VI Hilton,
Yeah.
he owned a lot of the property in Altona. See, Frenchtown is Demerara, Altona, and Honduras. And when my father was getting ready to marry my mother, he went to Ben Bain and he asked if he could purchase that piece of land where we had our house. And he told all the group of Frenchies who were in the same situation to let's have a meeting with Mr. Ben Bain. So they called a meeting and everything, and only my father showed up. So he bought his land.
He was what we call he was not a land prospect. He had
He just wanted his little house.
Well, that's what we call it. He had the gift of discernment. He could see it before the rest
Right.
of the people see it.
Oh, my
And-
father was brilliant.
Yeah, and what happened? She's saying what we used to call this place a dredge. The dredge when it was coming up, but it's kind of at Crown Bay now. She told me that from here all the way down to Crown Bay was actually part of the French population.
Not we were the French population up until we're behind the community center in that area. That was the end of it.
Okay,
Right there.
so it wasn't Crown Bay.
No.
Okay, that's what she was trying to tell me.
That's where the ownership the ownership, what became the ownership. French people came over and put up their houses.
Okay.
Then they went and begged permission to buy where the house was.
Okay, it makes some sense here when I say how did it accommodate the land and there was poor, right? And then the United States purchased the land in 1917. But this is what I discovered after talking to Mr. Moorhead and Mr.
Which Moorhead you talk with?
Moorhead, who relative Leo Moorhead, who helped Mr. Sibley build this school, right? So what happened is that the Bush shelters was in modern day time used to purchase and turn over. So what was going on in that particular time? The United States have a way of when they conquer a piece of land, okay, Native American land, whoever landed or purchased it, right? They tend to repopulate it with their own nationalists. And when they do that with their own nationalists, they will actually give them a certain incentive. The incentive that the United States government does is called Homestead Act. So if you embark on a Homestead Act underneath that program, and they don't extend it to the people who they either conquered or the people who they actually brought in there to do the work. So they give it to their own, what we call tribe. And so that tribe actually thrive, and the more produce they produce, the more land they get, right? Because what are they doing? They're actually creating revenue for the government. And by doing that, they're putting the people who actually
Excuse me.
they're putting the people
Excuse me.
They're putting the people who didn't have that same opportunity, give them a chance to work for them. You understand the concept? So they're working for them, but they didn't own any land because the government didn't even allow them to own the land. But the person who they give the land to going to be the person who they're going to come to and who they're going to excel in that community. Because
But tell me something. How did the government come to the land in the first place?
they bought it.
Bought it from whom?
It's a historical perspective, right? Let me give you the historical perspective. And I'm glad you asked that question. There's something called the spoil goes to the victor, right? Now, if you know your history, you know this too, right? There's 3 revolutions in the Virgin Islands, right? One in Bordeaux, right? One in St. John, right? And one in St. Croix, right? So the Afrocentric people outnumbered the occupied, right? And they couldn't hold on to the land anymore, right?
Who
so
could?
the Danish,
Okay.
they couldn't hold on to the land anymore, right? Because all the way in Denmark, right? And here they got outnumbered because the Afrocentric people that are brought in to work outnumber them. And they now decided to liberate themselves. And so they're now at a threshold of accommodating all the assets that they work on. Follow my thoughts, right? So behind the scene, there was something going on, right? The Haitians in Haiti did the same thing to the French, okay? They outnumbered them and they took
Possession.
took the position, right? So what happened in that particular time in the United States of America, right? The Afrocentric people was in a form of minority. Could never get the number. They was always been outnumbered. So what was happening in that form of thinking for the aristocrats and the slave owners, right? They were saying, okay, we cannot allow these Afrocentric people in the Virgin Islands to commandeer this land, okay? Because they're the victors, right? So they came in behind the scene, right? And they said, Denmark, you're in debt, right? We're going to purchase it from you, right? But it wasn't really, it wasn't the Denmark land to be anywhere, right? It was the victors, right? You know who the victors was? It was the slave who uprised. That was their land because the Danish couldn't hold it anymore. They lost the battle. But the Americans said, no, look, we don't want that to happen. We're going to rescue you. We're going to buy it. And when we buy it, what we're going to do, we're going to establish the same ideology that we have on the mainland. We're going to throw up a boiling wall, right, between the British Virgin Island and American Virgin Island. Because before what was happening, the people in the British Virgin Island was coming back and forth during the Danish era, right? But the United States, no, this place is too Afrocentric, so we have to whiten it. So to control like how we're doing today, so to control migration by deportation. And then as they deport, they bring in other nationalists and they give them these rights called the Homestead Act, and they give them tax exemption for 5 years. Just like what the purpose of coming.
Yeah. Most of the people, the name married this and married that and married the other.
Yeah.
So they were called by the middle name.
Okay.
I was named Marjorie Miriam.
Okay.
But I still got called Miriam.
So your name and my mom's name was Marjorie.
That's my name.
That's her name. And that picture is what? Who painted that picture?
Actually, it's Julie.
Okay.
She didn't have that, right?
No, it's good. Drew that picture.
Christmas gift to Henry and he ain't pick it up yet.
Yeah.
If you don't pick it up, I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, that's a nice picture. And see if I can come up with some kind of a picture of hey, I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I'm leaving. Of this particular area. So see if I can get a story from Carmen. Yeah. Hey, good morning. You know, it's interesting, right? You know, I'm stopping there for a reason, right? I'm a historian, right?
Yes.
And what it is, I want to capture that. I went on to the French Museum, right?
Right.
And I look at all the people that was there, right?
Right.
And I noticed that a guy named Sibylle.
Sibylle.
And I didn't know he was Afrocentric.
Yes.
And what's his story? How he came here?
Oh God, I got a long story. I can give
Okay,
you
yeah,
a picture. I'll give you a phone. I'll give you a picture.
No.
Take a picture of it.
Okay, talk to me about it. So
I can't touch you now. I'm at the clock. I don't get fired.
so who are these people?
These are the grandchildren of Joseph Sibylle.
Where's Priscilla?
She is in there. She passed away.
Priscilla passed?
Passed away last year.
You know, I bought a piece of land from her up there.
Yeah.
Right over there, up there,
Yeah.
and up there.
That's the piece I wanted to buy.
Elizabeth?
Keep it in the family. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're selling
I'm a
it?
Valac. I bought it from her.
You're a Vala?
Yeah, Valac.
From where?
St. John.
Faye Vala?
Huh?
You know Faye?
Faye, I know Faye, I know
I
all
went to
of
school with Faye.
Yeah, what happened is that,
Honey, you ready to talk? Are you a historian?
Yeah.
Are you on the clock? I gotta go walk.
so who I can interview here?
Leo. That's
Leo.
that guy over there. He's the one that's running.
Leo! Come here a minute, Leo. Leo, I'm Leon Valac, right?
Mr. Balak?
Yeah, and my family originally from the, actually, if you trace the Valac, they all came of Anagata, right? St. Thomas and went to New York, right? But here's the concept, right? I went to the French Museum, right? and I saw a picture there. I was doing an archive documentary of the inception of the French people, and I normally come up here and do their we call the celebration you guys have here, right? So when I went in there, I saw a picture, right, of all these years. I live here all these years, all my life, right? And I never knew, and I used to climb up all these hills, right?
Yeah.
But I never knew Joseph Sibley was an Afrocentric guy until I went there, right? So tell me, how was it possible during the Danish era?
He came from Guadeloupe,
Oh, he came from Guadeloupe.
but this is
Oh,
like over 100 years ago.
yeah.
Because this place was established in more than 1924.
1924.
Yes.
You know, I had a Shinnery clan
Okay.
named
You know
David Shinnery.
David Shinnery lived right
He's
there.
in my clan, right? Because my clan was George, the Shinnery, the Carwood, and the Martin, and the Blyden, right? And the Varlock, right? So what happened, I was told that he used to have a shop here.
Yes.
Is that correct? David Shinnery.
Oh, I don't know about that. But let's talk to Ronnie.
Okay, bring Ronnie. Where's Ronnie? Okay, where's Ronnie? Hey, how you doing? Ronnie, this is Ronnie? I'm Leon Valak. I'm your
Leon
neighbor
Valak.
because I bought a piece of land from Priscilla up there.
Leon Valak.
Valak.
He was asking about David Shinnery.
David Shinnery.
House around here.
So tell me about the story of David Shinnery. I know he came from Judge Van Dyke's. He was the first guy to open up the first grocery store. Okay, tell me about him.
Okay. You know what he's
I know he have a piece of property up there.
kind of a beautiful piece of property.
Yeah, he bought it from your family.
My grandfather.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
He had a
This is a
son-
candid conversation.
Yeah, he
I'm a homie too.
He had a son that used to be in one of those people that environmental police.
Yeah, okay.
He used to
I didn't get that one.
His son was an environmental specialist.
Oh, environmental specialist. Okay, gotcha.
okay,
Yeah.
and he used to inspect businesses, cook shops, and all of that.
Okay.
Those were
So that's how he got started.
That's how he. But he was.
Okay.
He was.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm listening to you.
I would say here.
Yeah. So you actually the fourth or fifth generation?
I don't know what.
What generation are you? From Joseph.
He would be my grandfather.
He's your grandfather.
Yes.
Okay. So how was
Yeah, okay, take it out. Listen,
What?
girl, don't worry about me, you know.
No, I know it. Money.
so what did your sisters?
You don't have to come.
What your name? What your name? What your name?
So you could take a picture.
We
You have a phone?
Who?
We are berries.
You guys are berries. Like Lauren Berry.
Lorraine Berry is like us because she married a berry. We's really berry.
You guys are really berries.
Strawberry, raspberry, and
Like
blueberry.
like I'm a real Varlock.
Yes.
I'm a blueberry.
And you're
we
blueberry.
know all the Varlocks. I
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
fake
yeah.
guys. We used to stay. I used to stay with them at 4th of July.
Yeah, yeah.
House with the mama at top the hill.
Yeah, yeah.
Monique.
Monique, you know, what's the name?
I know all of them.
Faye is St. John.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the real Varlock.
Rodney. Yeah, and
Rodney.
you know.
Rodney went to school with my mom.
Okay, so tell me about Rodney.
Look, read it.
I'm gonna read it. Okay. Okay. Let me get my camera and I'm gonna type into that. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting story here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm tipping it, but yeah. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna put my camera over here from this angle. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.